Hey everybody, this is CPR43 with a brand new update for you guys. So I do have some new stuff to show you guys, as well as some stuff to talk about which has gone on and what will be going on. So I figured I better get this update out and let you guys know what's happening. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the weathering that I've done on the ES44AC, and also I've done some decaling on the GP9u. Now, speaking of decaling, I do have the new decal sheet in, which I had ordered through the model baron, and also I picked up this Plastruct fiber optics, which is basically the same diameter as the 1x16 drill bit, which you drill in for the locomotive headlights. So that's what this huge strand is for. It is for the headlights on the locomotives. So there are only a few applications I could put them on. There's one which is the SD40, and I may decide to change out the other lights on like the GP9 and the GP38, but we'll see when that time comes. So I'll start off with the decals here. I do have the new sheet in, so as you can see here, I got the 1998 to current decals, which has the block lettering, the beaver, and also the little symbols and labels and so on that are present on the newer locomotives. And also those decals are also used on the other schemes as well, just that have the little labeling and so on. So that is a really nice sheet to have. I can continue working on a lot of my models, like the GP38, which does not have any little labeling, but also the ST40, which will soon get a new paint scheme. Like I said, I want it to be the No Multi-Mark 5553, so we'll see. So I'll show you guys what I did. One thing was for ordering those decals was doing the C at the back of the unit. So as you can see there, it looks a little bit smaller to me than the original P, and so it kind of looks a little bit funny in my eyes, but it's not a huge difference, and I'm not really going to worry about it too much because, you know, it's just one of those little things, I guess, because they're different decals. Now, I also did something else on this side too. Before I go on to the decals on this side here, I did a little bit of filling in with the putty that I got. So as you can see there, there's a little bit of a indent there because I was sanding a little bit too much after removing the Damic brake vents and so on. So trying to fill that in, make it look a little bit more nicer, more even, and we'll see how that goes. I still have to add a little bit more paint there, but it's turning out great. And now to the decals for this side. So I'm going to zoom in here to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So I redid the decals here, and as you can see, we have the larger lettering, which is appropriate. We have a new beaver on there, and we also have the appropriate model and the class on there. So actually I'm going to flip it around to the other side to show you what I'm talking about here. So on this side, this is the original. As you can see, the font is too thin. And then on the class here, we have DRS 17D. DRS stands for Diesel Road Switcher. 17, I can't remember exactly what that's for. I think that's the engine type. And then the GP9, of course, which is appropriate, at least there. And so that's what's on that side. The diesel road switcher part is actually incorrect, as well as that little D at the end of 17. It shouldn't be there. I've already done the research for this. It should be DS17 as it says on this side, and that's what I did there. So I did a lot of work on that end. It's a lot of patience and very steady hands to get those little decals on, and then you have to dull coat that area, which what I did, which is a little bit of a stupid move on my part, was to actually just cover up the rest of the locomotive, and then I kind of sprayed too close with my dull coat can, so it was more or less kind of like soaking in dull coat, which was a little bit of a stupid move. At least it turned out nicely, so it doesn't really show a whole lot, but that's kind of a little bit of a mistake that I made, and I will try not to do that again. I'm still working on those handrails, of course, so as you can see there, and I also did the drop step here, so you got the white stripe on there, and it's pretty much finished now. I've got nothing else to do for it. I still have to add the one at the back, but I have no plans to do so yet. Probably be something I'll do during the summer. So that's it for the GP9. I will continue doing more work on that as time progresses, and hopefully we'll have that finished up soon. The ES44, I finished up the weathering on the vents, grills, and intakes. So as you can see there, there's lots of work on that, and kind of see there. And not a whole lot to show you guys because I've done this before. It's basically just blackening up all the vents and the grills and whatnot. So pretty simple task. It's not a whole lot to show. I also blackened up the pipe that's sticking out, which I think is from the GPS dome. Or no, that's the air conditioning unit. This is the GPS dome, and goes into the cab. So yeah, that's pretty nice, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. So yeah. Now, there's not really a whole lot else to talk about, guys. I do have some news. So first of all, I did post my hardcore train slideshow for January to June of this year, and it's also those first two photos in the slideshow were from Canmore, which was just like a couple days after I posted my 2014 slideshow. So that slideshow is up, and I hope you guys watch that. And if you want, look at the video, the photo info that I put with the video in the description, and also wait for the next slideshow, which is planned for the end of the year. And now one more thing before I go, I will be going on a little trip again, which will be to British Columbia. This trip is basically all the way up to Tumbler Ridge, so that's basically our destination. We'll be spending about 3-4 nights up there, I think, and then we'll come back down. So we're basically be staying one night in Vegreville, one night in Whitecourt, 3-4 nights in Tumbler Ridge, one night Prince George, I think one night in 100 or 75 Mile House, I can't remember what place, then Revelstoke one night, and then, or one night or 2 nights, I think it might be 2 nights, I can't remember exactly either there, but something about that. And then also one night in Invermere, and then back home, and we'll be home just in time for Lethbridge's Street Wheelers weekend. They lots of neat car things going on. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've got nothing else to talk about. I will see you in the next video. It'll be quite a while until another update pops up, but hopefully I can get that out as soon as I get back from the trip. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I will see you in the next video. This is CPR43, and good luck.